Okay, so people out there talking about rents going up in the media. We're going to teach you how to find cheap rents in the marketplace. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Ringleader. So listen up.
Nat,
Mark,
how are you? What's
I'm
happening?
good. I'm
Nat,
sunny day today. Well, so far. Anyway.
so good. Nat, the bargain hunter, I'm going to call you.
Oh gosh. Isn't that a show, The Bargain Hunters?
It is. It is the lady who knows how to find value. We're often having this discussion in the last couple of months where some people in our office have found some bargains in rentals, not through our office, and there's some common traits that you guys and girls have. We thought we'd share them because these are pros in the real estate industry that are out there getting good value rental properties, and there's certain things to do and not to do when you're hunting for a rental property.
Yeah, look, I constantly talk about where me and my partner are renting right now because I sort of bragged to Mark, like, we got it for such a bargain. But I think a lot of luck does come into play when we're talking about rental bargains. But I think, there's some tips you can, I think, research, how you act at the open, a bunch of factors can come into play as well when you're looking for a good bargain in the rental market.
Now, before we get into the technical nitty-gritty on how to get these rental bargains, the media has been talking about rents going up. The media's been talking about it's going to be really hard. That it's happening all around the marketplace. We're finding that in some sectors it's not, and we're finding, and we're going to take you through quickly an article which is talking about the best value rental units in Sydney, 35Ks to the city. Now, studios and one-bedders on the northern beaches are currently bargains.
Yeah, I think they'd probably be sitting at, how much would you say? The 3-4 mark?
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. I think they'd started about that 360, and they probably end up around that sort of 450 for one better. And I think COVID's played a lot to do with that, where people are working from home a little bit more, and they just want that extra area, so they're happy to invest that extra $100 a week because they're sort of working from home a little bit. So they'll go to the two-bedders, entry-level two-bedders, or they'll go up to from a two-bedder to a three-bedder on the back of that.
Yeah, well, that's like me. I'm currently living in a two-bedder. That's like, as my partner's studying at the moment. So even just having that extra space as a little study, chill out zone, I think it's something that it's a big trend that's coming along. And I think we'll see that a lot in the rental market. We want flexibility with the spaces. And in studios, I think you can get that flexibility. It's just about how you put your furniture, put like dividing curtains up in the room. But
get that separation. Now, the 35K kilometres, can we go through some of those suburbs that you've got there?
Yeah.
So these guys, and what's interesting, an interesting observation of these suburbs is that a lot of them are train line suburbs. So let's go through them.
Yeah, so number one was Roselands, and this is median weekly rent as well for units. This came up at $340, the same as Tempe. Harris Park is $350.
That's a median rent.
Median weekly rent. So I'd have to check and make sure it's not studios or anything, but from what I'm seeing, this is a median unit rent. It's not like a studio with a toilet in the middle of the kitchen or anything like that.
Cheap.
Yeah, like West Ryde, Croydon Park, Glenfield. These are all under $400, all of these. North Parramatta, Seven Hills, Penshurst. There's a long list. It's on realestate.com if anyone's eager to read about it. But I think what the news is saying about rents increasing, I think as someone who did study media, I know there's a lot of fear that gets people to read news articles. So I know that that's a big factor. But I think it's just about doing your research. Some places, yes, the rent may be increasing, but you got to look for those little nooks that aren't. And even in the suburbs where rents could be seeing an increase over time, you might be able to find a steal or something that's trying to get off the market quickly.
Yeah, right. I'm shocked about those rents. If you want to save some money, work hard and save some money, they're the suburbs to go to. And again, I want to emphasise that when the government introduced density, they found it much cheaper when they didn't have to improve infrastructure. And they found it much cheaper when they didn't have to build more hospitals, more roads, more schools. So going into train line suburbs and allowing height around train stations gave that density that they needed without having to put in expensive infrastructure. Didn't choke our city. But what it also brought, which was the end game, was affordability. And that's just a testament of those rents there. That's true affordability for Australians to get into a unit at a median of 360 a week. That's incredible.
It's crazy. I think, yeah, it's pretty wild to look at those numbers, but it's very exciting at the same time.
If you're a couple, a couple or two couples paying $350 a week, because I'm sure that even happens where with immigrants, often they'll put two people in one bedroom and two people in another room. That's pretty low rent.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Like, getting back, like, if we're talking about rental bargains, I think that's one thing we have to remember. Like, there are ways to split the costs. Like, if you're looking for, like, say I was moving out and looking for a 1-bedroom apartment that was going to cost me like $450 a week, compare that to maybe a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom share house. I could split the cost between 3 people and it could end up being a smaller amount. I think there's just a lot of flexibility when it comes to rentals. It's exciting.
Yeah, we're getting under the $100 mark per person if you really want to save your money. Now, let's talk about being the bargain hunter and stealing rental properties. What are the secrets? You're an expert. What are the secrets to stealing a really good rental? What's your first one?
Oh, I think the big thing, and I know I'll keep harping on about this, but I think research is so, so important. So when I was looking for a rental property, it wasn't just a thing of like, oh, that one's the cheapest one right now, I'm definitely going to go to that one. I think you got to go to multiple opens if you can and really see, like, I think you got to really balance budget and what you want in a rental property. I think it's a nice balancing act between, are you willing to pay an extra $50 a week because there's a washing machine in the property, but then next door there's like a laundromat in the other property that was cheaper. Like, it's finding little things like that, judging whether you're willing to pay that for extra facilities, I guess.
Yeah, which I guess is going to save you dollars in the long run as well.
Yeah. Well, like
on a couple of those items.
Yeah, like our apartment came with a washing machine. We don't have a dishwasher, but there's only 2 of us. We can wash our own dishes. Sometimes the sink gets full, but we've got clean clothes.
Yeah. Now, what other tips have we got? Out of area real estate agent.
Yeah, so if this is sort of relating to what happened to me, and Mark knows that, but I think this goes back to doing your research, but a lot of out-of-area real estate agents, they may not fully comprehend the value of a rental property. So if, for example, I don't know, we were leasing a place in the Central Coast and we weren't aware of the rental prices there, we might put it at slightly cheaper than the rest of the rental market there. So I think it's worth even look at realestate.com and Domain and the major sites, but then also have a look at the property web, the actual real estate agent websites, because sometimes they'll have it there. Like at Novak, we do our pre-market for sales, but sometimes they could do that for rentals. So you want to try and find these little like precious little like, gold nuggets before they go out into the big market.
And an out of area real estate agent, and look, you've always got different types of agents, but sometimes an out of area real estate agent doesn't want to travel 2 weekends or 3 weekends to get the property rented. They just want it to walk out the door on the first open house. So sometimes you may find, which I don't think is the right thing to do, by the way, but sometimes you may find they put it under market because they just want to ping it out the door so they don't have to run out in and sit in the car for an hour and a half to do 3, 4, 5 week open houses to get value. So interesting. You know what another one is that I love is realestate.com, the way you search it. So not a lot of people will use the sort order. The sort order automatically on realestate.com doesn't come up in lowest to highest. The sort order even just promotes a suburb search more than over and above everything. But I think if you can define your searches and you can actually, to 2-bedroom only, for example, if you can sort order, you may even sort oldest to youngest. So the property that's been on the market for ages, the ugly duckling perhaps, that could be the one that you want to take, and that could be the one that may be easier to negotiate with at taking out $50 or $100 off.
Yeah, and even on that as well, because I looked on realestate.com while I was trying to look for a rental property. It's you can look at ones in surrounding suburbs. It does recommend ones for you. So I was looking around the Manly area, and I live in Fairlight now, but before that I would have just been looking at Manly. But then it comes up with the surrounding suburbs, and it comes up with ones that may be slightly cheaper because they're just out of like the main like popular suburb you may be looking at. But it could knock off $50 off your rental property if you have the ability to, like, for public transport, or if you have a car. It might even be worth just going slightly off from the suburb that you were initially looking at.
Got it. Luke Moroney, good morning. Love a bargain hunt. He loves a rental that's above the median and ask for a discount.
See, that's I love that Luke said that, because I actually did the opposite when I applied for my rental property. So the one that we ended up getting, it was at an insane price for what you were getting for a 2-bedroom apartment in Fairlight. And my partner and I, we actually put our application in slightly above what they were asking because we knew it was below the median rent for that area. And I think that probably helped in getting our application approved, because we had just a one-up above all the other applicants that probably would have put it in knowing that it was a steal as well, but didn't think to put it closer to the median rent.
Got it. Before we wind out, very quickly, other speedy ways that you can hunt a bargain, build a relationship with the agent.
I think, well, like
So,
we.
Yep.
I was gonna say, we made a social trial the other day, actually talking about things to do and not do at an open home for sales, but I think it applies to rentals as well. Just when you're at the open home, talk to the property manager, talk to the person that's showing the place, and really show your interest. Ask about it. Ask what's good about the property, what they think needs improvement, because I think that's where just even starting that relationship and like being honest about what you're looking for, they'll keep you in mind if they have a property next week after that one gets leased, and they'll go, oh, I know they're desperately looking for a 2-bedroom for $550 a week. We can just give it to them straight off the bat because I know they'll be a good tenant. So don't think it's all about like money when it comes to renting. It's actually building a relationship with the person who'll be looking after your property.
And that was meant to be a short one.
I know. Mark, I'm maybe a bargain queen, but I'm also a rambling queen as well.
Oh, and
Talk.
any other tips before we roll out choppy ones?
Research,
conversation,
conversation,
fast with the application,
yeah, speed, flexibility with what you're looking for,
with your move-in date, if they want it sooner, if they want it later,
and out of area agents.
Out of area, that's probably my top of the crop on that one. I think that's huge, because often I even see stuff that sells, and I go, okay, out of area. But rentals, yep, definitely out of area. That'll help you get a lower rent sometimes.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it. You have to stop me, because otherwise I'll go on about. I op shop and do bargain hunting there as well, so I could ramble on for days. So I feel like we need to end this.
What's op shop?
Op shopping.
Don't go there.
Going to Vinnie's, Salvos.
What does op stand for?
Op. Oh my gosh, I know what op shop stands for, and I've already completely forgot. Op shop. It's
Op shop.
I'll have to answer that next week. I'm going to look it up.
It's
Op
definitely
shop.
secondhand.
Yeah. Op
But it's
shop.
like op.
See, it's all talk. Nothing's happening up here. That's what happens in the morning.
Have a great day, guys. I hope we've helped you. Share this with someone who's looking for a rental property. And it adds up. If you can get $30 a week or $10 a week off, that's $500 a year. If it's if it's $50, it's $2,500 a year. It's really starting to add up to a lot of money once you're getting that off your rent. So become a bargain hunter, and there's some great tips for you for rental guys.
Easy. Well, thank you, Mark. That was fun one this
Thanks
morning.
for that, Pat. You're the best. See you, legend.
Bye.
Bye.